Hey, and welcome to the channel. Welcome back if you've been here before. I'm the Urban Seer, your guide to love, destiny, and manifesting the life you desire. And this is Your Questions Answered, a weekly series where I dive into personal tarot readings based on the questions from this beautiful community, the Seer Circle. And even if you didn't submit a question, there may still be a message here for you. Spirit always knows who needs to hear what. So please do take what resonates, leave what doesn't. And for those that did submit a question, timestamps are below in the description box so you can access your reading easily. But let's see what Spirit wants to share today. Love and light. Hey, Eco7, and welcome to your reading. Thank you so much for submitting your question. And this week your question was, I'd like to ask my guiding angel, what do I need to know about myself right now? So let's shuffle the cards and see what Spirit has to say. So Spirit, please bring a message through for Eco7 from their guiding angel, or your guardian angel as others might call it. What does Eco7 need to know about herself right now? Nine of Cups. Beautiful energy, beautiful card. The Cups is our emotions. We need to focus on nurturing ourselves. Nine of Cups is about feeling satisfied, really filling our own cups. It's a step before the 10, yeah? And the 10 is the completion step almost of emotional fulfillment, reaching a peak state of happiness, of peace. And 9 is that step before, just the one step before. We've been on a journey here. And the 9 is that point where we need to give ourselves a pat on the back about how far we've come. We may need to slow things down, take a breather. It's also about, I feel like here, about setting some boundaries, maybe from people who are needy to you, or this could be, we're all pulled in a million different directions, but I feel like this is maybe very relevant for you, Eco7, being pulled by family, by our partners, children maybe, career. You're a very needed person, okay? You fulfill a lot of roles. And this brings into the forefront the Nine of Cups about being able to set some boundaries in order to nurture ourselves and fill our own cup, and kind of get clear about how prepared we are to give to a certain situation, because in many ways it can be endless about how much we give. And maybe you are a very giving person, Eco7, as well, which is a beautiful quality, but also all the more relevant to set boundaries. Carve out some time for yourself. Do some things, if possible, that are just for you. What gives you joy? What takes the pressure off? What does self-care, and when I say self-care, I don't mean bubble baths and doing our nails, which, I mean, it can be nice, that can be fill your cup, but maybe on a deeper level, on a spiritual level, what fills your cup? Ask yourself that question. Your guardian angel is looking out for you, of course, Eco7, and they want you to protect your energy. So anything else? So let's keep going, yeah? Because then we have the Eight of Pentacles. Interesting, this is about hard work, this is about effort. And I think how this connects to that, why Spirit has brought this through, is because you, in order to be consistent and in order to achieve what you want to achieve, Eco 7, with your family, with your career, your goals, your aspirations, it will take consistent, continued effort of the Eight of Pentacles. Eight of Pentacles is the card really of work, of effort, of engagement and intention, working on your craft as well in many ways. So this could specifically be, I know we've had quite a few messages come up about your work and the trying to find that work-life balance. So again, that brings this through about working smarter, not harder. I think we have to be mindful not to burn ourselves out, because how we achieve our goal really is by being consistent. So if we are going 150 miles an hour or giving 150 miles an hour of effort, then that isn't sustainable for anyone. Okay, so it might take us longer to achieve our goals by pacing ourselves. It might not. It doesn't have to be true, those things. But what it does mean is that we're actually building a sustainable way of life. So I feel like the message is work-life balance has come through. Again, setting boundaries. The reason why we're doing self-care, it's not to just, some people think it's being selfish, or, it's not just about doing something for us. It's actually, rest is just as important in action of achieving our goals. So maybe that's a way to reframe filling our cup, if that feels like indulgent and difficult and challenging, then reframe it as actually filling my cup is a way of achieving my goals. And a final message, please. What else does Eco 7, what else does Eco 7's guardian angel want to tell Eco 7 about themselves? Seven of Pentacles. Again, look, 7 just before the 8. 7 of Pentacles is a card of strategy, taking a step back. Maybe you've got lost in the source. See the Ace of Cups on the bottom of the deck there, filling your cup. So this person, can you see how they're looking at these 7 of Pentacles and they are assessing them? They are analysing the situation. They are being realistic and critical in constructive criticism, not self-criticism, but constructive criticism of what's working, what's not. This could, again, be in your business or just in your life path where you're at. So, I gave my energy to this area and it needs this amount of pressure. That worked. I burnt myself out by paying too much. That was a waste of time. That was a drain, not a radiator. That pentacle, it took too much. That's not sustainable. So I could quit doing that pentacle, but I need to pay more attention to this pentacle. It's all that kind of energy. And again, the 7 of Pentacles is a pat on the back about how far you've come. So Spirit is trying to get this message, or your guardian angel is trying to get a message across as well, about that you've achieved more than what you have realized at Eco 7. Maybe I get a sense often that you are quite harsh on yourself, and that you yeah, just give yourself a hard time really, and don't allow yourself to really give yourself credit for what you've done, for your talent, for your achievement, about how far you've come and how much energy and effort that takes. So don't try to be superhuman, even though that temptation is always there. Be analytical and zoom out of the situation. Again, it's all this message about setting boundaries and avoiding burnout, I think, and nurturing your emotions and your heart space, Eco 7. You will get there. You are on track to achieving your goals. The main message here, I feel like, if anything, you need to take your foot off the gas a bit, rather than maybe you're feeling like you need to put more on to get there faster. You actually will get there faster, easier, in a happier way by taking your foot off the gas. So I'll leave it there. I hope that resonated, Eco 7. Please do like and comment, and I'll catch up with you soon, hopefully. Love and light. Hey Anne, and welcome to your reading. Thank you for submitting your question. And today we're going to be looking at the current feelings of your crush. And I know that you say you will be meeting again in a couple of weeks, so I don't know the time frame of this, might be before or after, but we can still dig into this. And you'd also like to know if there's any real potential for this connection to grow into something meaningful. So let's dig into this, okay? Oh, look at that. Let's take that. Queen of Wands. This is beautiful. Look at that gorgeous image. So this is your energy, I believe, that's just come through straight away. And the Queen of Wands is very magnetic. And I feel like this is really how your crush, your person, is seeing you. Because I know that the communication is, there's no form of communication at the moment. This is like a distant connection. And this is almost like their point of view, their POV, I feel like, with this Queen of Wands. And this is you, someone who is very composed. Interestingly, this Queen as well has their eyes closed, which suggests that they're unsure of your feelings, and that they're not able to get like an easy read off you, and that you seem quite distant, reserved, very composed, physically obviously attractive, and they are drawn to you because the Queen of Wands is ruled by the element of fire, which is about passion and magnetism. So I think that they do feel drawn to you, and they also are having a little bit of difficulty getting a read on you. I'm going to look at future energies, because you did say, so you'd like to know if there's any real potential for this connection. So let's see what Spirit has to say on that. Two of Pentacles. So this is up and down energy. Two of Pentacles is like we see an image of this person here juggling two energies, and those energies to me represent your energy and their energy. So two people coming together. I mean, it is a two, so this tells me that yes, there is potential for this to become something more committed, something more stable. Pentacles is earth energy, so that's also positive, because Pentacles is a grounded energy, is stable. But also with it being the energy and the message of the Two of Pentacles is that it's early stages, it's early doors, so it's just the second card after the Ace. And there's going to be some ups and downs, okay? So the connection, maybe just getting to know each other, communication maybe in and out initially. It feels like it's like the ball is just getting rolling, yeah? Now, how do we manage this? Always with the Two of Pentacles, the messages that we need to stay centered and we need to stay grounded. So throughout the ups and downs, as things get started on this journey, who knows what those ups and downs may come from? We don't know, okay? It could just be getting to know each other. Shyness even of getting to know each other, so communication coming in and out. Hold on to your hat in this situation, stay grounded, stay centered, and try to just roll with that energy, yes? Don't get too caught up in every up and every down, if that makes sense. Try to just see this as part of the path, the journey. We'll look further on to, so any more messages about this connection, Spirit, please, that Anne needs to know that would be helpful going forward. I'm going to take that one. Oh, there we go. So we've got the Nine of more Pentacles here. So this is confirmation that they will make a move. Knight of Pentacles can be slow moving, but again, Pentacles is consistent, is steady. This is him actually showing up, so this is really positive. This is confirming to me him coming through as a knight. This, when we see, you know, a knight, a king or a queen, this is like real people showing up in your 3D. So this is him coming towards you. That may be the up and downness of it, in the sense that it will be slow moving. The Knight of Pentacles will not be rushed, okay? They are patient. They are, when they're on board, they are committed, but they will go at their own pace and will not be rushed, okay? Because they're quite intentional about the moves they make. They are quite a reserved person. Much like you, actually, interestingly. So maybe you are naturally quite reserved and they were also naturally quite reserved. So understand this about them. This is their energetic signature. It's a lovely energetic signature that is someone ultimately that you can rely on and trust and will be there for you. But also understand that they take their time. So that might be something just to be aware of on your front going forward. But great to see that there, Anne. So that was your reading. I hope it resonated for you. Please do drop a like and comment, and I'll catch up with you soon, Anne. Love and light. Hey Anne, and welcome to your reading. Thank you so much for submitting your question this week. And your question this week, so another really beautiful, detailed question. Thank you for taking the time to really explain in great detail. So I know that we have in past readings been looking a lot at love, and this new love that is coming through for you. But on this reading, you wanted to focus in on where true joy of your life lives. So taking the focus off love and kind of broadening it out into your life purpose, where you can find happiness. So you want to understand what joy means for me at this point in my journey. Where does it want to find me? How can I welcome it with open arms? So a really beautiful question. And you've got 3 questions here, which will pull a card for each placement. First placement, so what is the true source of lasting joy in my life? What the kind that fills my soul, not just the moment. So sustaining joy, long-term happiness. Let's see. So Spirit, please answer this question for Anne. Give us some guidance and information on Anne's true source of lasting joy. Interesting. Six of Cups. A beautiful card, beautiful energy to come from. Very soft energy as well, with it being cups. Six of Cups as well is about family. It's about the past. It also comes through, there is a kind of childlike energy often associated with the Six of Cups. And when I say that connected to having childlike qualities, it can be about reconnecting to your inner child and reconnecting with parts of yourself that have maybe been lost in the past. So if you go back to when you were very young, this is useful for everyone, in many ways. We go back to the past and what really brought us joy as children. There is a lot of information to be gained from looking back to that, because sometimes, life takes over, we have to grow up, and we can lose connection with that. So, for example, like you may have loved art and drawing, and maybe that's been lost in the shuffle, and that could be something that you try to reconnect with. It could be a million and one things, what you find joy and pleasure in. And also, this is a card, the Six of Cups, is about creating meaningful bonds and relationships. So it almost feels like that this is asking you to come back to your emotional center and focus on your relationships, maybe focusing on family connections. It could even be, so tell what resonates with this. I don't know if this is something that about children. I don't know even if you have children or if that's something that you would want. I know that's a sensitive topic for many people, but that just what comes through. So I am just going to pass that on, about a deep and meaningful connection and what you may get out of being in a mother role. It doesn't even have to be your own child. We can be in the role of mother in many actually situations and to many people throughout our lives. I'm going to pull one more card to get a little bit more on this placement. And just a last comment, the Six of Cups is asking you, so tell what resonates from this, to look back to the past. And there's something in the past that is where your joy lives. And it's about connecting to the past or healing the past rather than looking to the future or something new coming in, something that you've experienced already. Be it relationships, a part of yourself. Your true happiness can be found in the past. That's what comes through. Interestingly, so the Three of Wands, this is almost the opposite energy of the Six of Cups. The Three of Wands is all about the future. It is all about planning. But by what I feel like is by connecting to the past, it will then inform your future and inform your next steps on your journey. At the moment, the Three of Wands, this is a moment of stillness, a pause. We are waiting. There is a waiting energy in the Three of Wands, about waiting for spirit to inform us about next steps. It's almost that energy of when we've put our wishes out there and made it clear what we want, and then we just need to wait. There's almost nothing more that we can do. We have to hold space for it to come through and trust in divine timing. But that can come after we've gone back to the past to reconnect to our joy and find out what really makes us happy. Okay, so moving on to your second placement, Anne, which is what joyful blessings or experiences are coming into my life soon. So this is focusing more as well on bringing it into the now and the near future. So what blessings, Spirit, are coming in for Anne? Ooh, a Knight of Wands. So a person coming into your life. Just in the reading previous, I was explaining how knights, kings, queens, when they show up, that they are often people, real tangible people that are turning up in our lives. And this Knight of Wands energy is coming in for you, which feels like a significant connection. It could be a new love connection for you, Anne. This Knight of Wands is dynamic. It goes after what they want. They don't hold back. So this could be love. It could be an opportunity that someone offers you. Take what resonates with that. But it is a person, a knight, a charismatic character, a dynamic character with an offering, with a message for you, with an invitation that will be a blessing. So this is a positive thing. Straight to the point with that one. So we expect that, yeah, in divine timing, but it is in the near future, which is really exciting to see. One's energy is exciting. It's fire, the element of fire, so it's exciting. It's uplifting. It's like brings enthusiasm and movement and change and action, all those good things in. And let's move on to your final part of your question, Anne, which is, what can I do to open my heart more fully to joy and let it flow into my everyday life? Great question. I always think of the quote that I read where it was like, with joy, that you, in the world that we live in today, maybe always, but we need to seek joy. We need to actively seek joy out, because there is a lot of pain and suffering that goes on in the world. There are a lot of challenges that we're all up against, and it's very easy to focus on what is going wrong, and it's good to acknowledge the pain and the suffering and not deny that in the world and in our own lives. But if we stare at that for too long, if we stare at the darkness for too long, it will take us down. So we need to shift, and in today's world often we need to actually seek out joy. It's not just going to, sometimes it might just land in our lap, but more often than not, we have to seek it out. That resonated for me. I don't know if it would resonate for you, Anne. But going back to your question, what can I do to open my heart more fully to joy in everyday life? Oh, look at this. The High Priestess. How beautiful. That's you, Anne. you and your personal power. Could even be about, you might even enjoy reading, reading books that inspire you, that speak to you. Could be very literal in that sense. I'm just putting that out there. But the High Priestess is a master of listening to her intuition. And I feel like how you can find joy more in the day-to-day life is by tapping into your own mystical powers. The High Priestess is somewhat of a seer herself, yeah? She's able to see beyond the veil of the 3D, see people for who they truly are, see their souls, see their spirit and their true characteristics. And I feel like you could tap into this more and believe in yourself more, trust your intuition, trust your inner voice. You have a very strong connection to spirit. And you have a lot of personal power, and the High Priestess it's about believing in those things that are unseen. So it can be hard with self-doubt, or if we question them too much, to really believe what we are feeling is actually correct and we are right on the money with what information we're getting on that situation. Your intuition all the time is guiding you every day into, this feels good, that doesn't feel good, let's head more towards this, that kind of vibe. So the High Priestess is all about going inwards and about being receptive. So in order to open your heart to joy, that's what is required. Trusting yourself, trusting your deeper feelings, and allowing yourself to feel those feelings, and also to not to depend or need proof. Yeah. That's all about, that's really, really deep trust in yourself, and attune as much as possible to your inner world. So yeah, it's not about outside, it's about inside, looking inside and going within. The High Priestess is the guardian of the inner world and intuition and hidden wisdom. And so slow down and be still and listen to that inner voice. And the more that you can do that, the more in turn that you will find peace, moments of joy and happiness that you're looking for. So I hope that resonated, Anne. That was your reading. Please do like and comment, and I will catch up with you soon. Love and light. Hey Kristin, welcome to your reading. Thank you so much for submitting your question. And your question is, how will a move closer to my ex change our dynamic? I want to purchase a home. My job is allowing the move to that office in that city. So let's get into this, see what Spirit has to say. So Spirit, how will a move closer to the ex change the dynamic for Kristin and her ex? How will it change the dynamic? Knight of Pentacles. So it will set you on a path of progress. So whenever I see the Knight of Pentacles, it is progress. So we are sort of locked into a a path, a direction, that we kind of get clarity on that path. If maybe you've had at this point confusion, chaos, or stagnation, or all of the above, the Knight of Pentacles has a more consistent, solid, stable energy. So it will bring some stability to this dynamic. The Knight of Pentacles is quite slow moving though as well, so something to bear in mind, that it doesn't move fast. The Knight of Pentacles energy move at their own pace. So much so that, you know, it can be so slow that it can feel like there isn't any movement at all. But trust and know that there is, and that the progress that you are making is built on a really strong foundation. So this is a positive card to me, a positive energy, that if you're wanting to rebuild, you know, if you're wanting, I don't know what the end goal is for you, Kristin, reconciliation or a friendship or closure. I don't know what it is that you seek, but the Knight of Pentacles tells me that this will ultimately be good for this dynamic and put you on a positive, more stable path than what you have been up to this point. So let's dig into this deeper. Tell me more, Spirit. Let's see how your ex would feel about this. I think that might be helpful. If you move closer, what would their feelings be on this? Ooh, the Tower moment. Interesting. A disruption for them. The Tower moment is a major arcana, and the Tower moment talks about when something that you thought was your future, was your path forward, suddenly crumbles really to the ground. I don't know if it's commenting on your relationships, so tell you what resonates on this. But yeah, the Tower moment is, but this is how the specific placement of this was, how would your ex feel about you making this move? So I think it would really shake things up for him, maybe make him question things on the trajectory of wherever he's at now on his life, like if he's in a relationship now, if he had maybe decided that things were over completely between you two, that kind of energy, yeah, like some kind of thoughts that he had about, okay, this is how this was going to go. Your move is going to shake things up in his life in a big way. So it'll throw him for a loop. But the Tower card is also like, when those sudden changes happen, it can feel quite, it does feel very disruptive and can be shocking and unpleasant even at the time, yeah, that you kind of don't want. It may bring emotions up for him, feelings up for him that he doesn't really want to have. But what it does do is it actually puts you on the right path when we have a Tower moment. So even though it's very turbulent at the time, it really levels the ground of, and you need to rebuild, but it clears out all energies that aren't aligned for you. People, places, things that aren't meant for you are suddenly gone, washed away, in the tide. You know, the earthquake has leveled all those things to the ground. And then we are in a position where we are rebuild with our truth and rebuild what is meant for us. So that's no small thing there, yeah. It would have a big impact on him. It would really shake things up for him, Kristin. Even if he's not, I don't know if you've spoken to him about moving, even if he's not expressed that, even if he sees it coming, there's something about if you did it, that it would impact him in a way that he doesn't really see coming. So final thoughts, Spirit, on this. Final thoughts. Six of Wands, victory, success. So this again is very positive for you, Kristin. It's kind of giving you the green light on this to say that you will, in whatever you're wanting to achieve from this move, you will be victorious, you will be successful. That's what the Six of Wands is all about, is a card of victory, achievement. You're getting the acknowledgement that you want as well. It's a great card of acknowledgement, of finally getting the kind of recognition, finally getting that breakthrough that you've been wanting so badly, wherever that's coming from, yeah. But this person is having a good time, aren't they? They are that, and that's you, successful, victorious. So we end on a high note there. None of the cards are negative. This is a positive reading for you, for sure. I hope it resonated for you, Kristin. Please do like and comment, and hopefully I'll catch up with you soon. Love and light. Hi SuNce, and welcome to your reading. Thank you for submitting your question. And your question is, I want to know what's coming towards me in love. You're currently single, and does this person who's coming through next, do they want a long-term relationship? So let's dive in. So Spirit, what is coming next in love for SuNce? Ooh, Major Arcana. A Tower moment. This just came through for the previous reading. So the Tower card is sudden change, SuNce. So in a big way, okay? The Tower card is that we are going along in a certain path. We think we have certain expectations about that path, and the Tower comes in to disrupt everything for us of what we know. And the Tower moment, it can be quite shocking when it happens, okay? But the good thing about the Tower is that it clears out people, places, things that no longer serve us. So old energies that don't align with us. And it puts us on a path that is really meant for us, and gives us an opportunity in many ways to rebuild something that is really meant for us and means that we're on our right soul journey and soul path. I'm going to pull another card to tell us more about this Tower energy. And how might this Tower moment, well, tell us more about this Tower moment, Spirit. That's what I want to know. And then you've got another Major Arcana, SuNce. There is like big change ahead for you. You've got the World card. So this is what I think, because the World card is about cycles. and it's about endings. And the Tower card also involves endings. And the World card talks about endings of cycles, old cycles that we've outgrown, and starting new ones. And I feel like this is what needs to happen first. This is what's currently, you might be in this Tower moment or this Tower moment. Let me know if you feel like you're in it, or it can be coming up in the near future. And I feel like in order for you to bring in this next relationship, this next love connection, and for it to be, that long lasting, something that is right for you, this Tower moment needs to happen. This World moment needs to happen. It's like out with the old. So it's almost like you're reinventing yourself, SuNce. And you may already be in the midst of this reinvention, and we need to go through this transformation first. You need to go through this transformation. And there are old energies that needed to be cleared out, SuNce, in order to make way for people and new connections and relationships that are right for you. Okay, Spirit, so once this has happened, can you tell me anything about the new love and the new connection? Spirit might not be ready to tell us that yet, but we'll have a look. We'll ask. Another major arcana. And here is your person. This is your person's energy. It has brought through the Magician. So you have got someone who is, I think, is vibrating on a high vibe. Okay, the Magician is someone who has been through their own journey and their own experiences, and the Magician can, make magic happen. This person has a lot of personal power. They are able to, the Magician is the master of bringing their dreams and their desires into the 3D. They have a lot of skills, they have a lot of tools. The Magician has everything they need laid out in front of them. And they have a strong relationship with spirit, so their own connection, their own relationship with spirit, with the mystical as well. They understand the laws of magic, the law of attraction, the law of manifestation, and they work with those as well. And this can also be a message as well to you, SuNce, to start building a picture of who you want to come through as well. So if you believe in manifestation and would be open to that, and something that you may already practice, but when you say, does the coming person want a long-term relationship, it's up to you to begin to build that picture of this person, to draw them in yourself, so sort of reclaim that power back, that's the only person who you're going to let into your energy field. If that's what you want, is long-term commitment and relationship, then decide that, this is who you are going to attract into your life, and you're only going to let through into your energy circle people who will want this too, that will support you. Write down what are the qualities that your ideal person possesses, and revisit those qualities. Write a letter to your future self about as your future self, about the person that you've met, your ideal partner, and what that relationship looks like. You can write that letter and just leave it be, or you can journal and revisit this on a daily basis, a few times a week, checking in on that energy and having all the qualities that you desire and draw that in towards you. So this touches on the person who is coming through next that Spirit gives us insight to, but also has brought through the message with this first major arcana to say, start tapping into your own personal power as well, and being very focused on who you are bringing in. With manifestations, the more detail that you can add, the more powerful that manifestation can often be. More specific, yeah? So that was your reading, SuNce. I hope it resonated. Please do like and comment, and I will catch up with you soon. Love and light. Hey Nat, and welcome to your reading, and thank you for submitting your question this week. And your question is, you'd like to look at the energy around David's and yours friendship. So let's dig in and see what Spirit has to say. So Spirit, what is the energy around Nat and David's friendship, please? Oof, I kind of knew it was going to be a major arcana. I don't know why, but I did. This is nice energy, the Empress. So the Empress is, I'm going to pull a card to get clarity on this, but the Empress card is about nurturing. It's about harvesting. It's about reaping what you sow. It's about, I think as well, about you feeling like maybe that you can be a certain part of yourself, express yourself freely in many ways with him, and feel maybe Empress-like in this connection, and that he in turn sees you as the Empress, and that's the dynamic and that's the pull in this connection, is that they see you as an Empress, you're able to tap into and feel like an Empress in this dynamic. Tell me more, Spirit. Five of Pentacles. This talks about, I wonder as well, like this looks like both your energies, and I feel like maybe that you can rely on each other through struggles when things feel quite dark. Yeah, the Five of Pentacles is when we are feeling kind of in a state of lack. We feel some sadness, we feel some disappointment. And I feel like that you help each other out, are able to help each other out in these dark moments. And maybe that's why this connection continues, okay? I don't know when you last spoke or where things lie. We haven't checked in on this connection for a while. But maybe why you still, even if there's no contact, how you still feel that connection to them and they feel that connection to you. There is a strong energetic pull here. And I feel like that, yeah, a lot of that is because you can kind of recognize each other's, you can help each other out or recognize each other's downtimes, and that you have an understanding of each other's pain even. Final messages, Spirit, final messages. So something really beautiful and bright and colourful, sort of contrasted by, we can understand the sad parts and the down parts too. There's something very special about being able to share our pain and suffering with someone else, yeah? Lots of times that we can't do that. In many of our relationships, we have to like filter because we know that that person sort of can't support us in that way. Final message, Ten of Pentacles. Talks about long-term commitment, really, about maybe that this connection will always be there, and maybe that's okay. Maybe if it stays, it may develop into something else, or it may stay as a friendship. This is just commenting on the energy around it now, but Ten of Pentacles is all about longevity and all about, you know, looking sort of almost far deep off into the future. And I would say that there is a bond here. Maybe this is like a past life connection as well. This person is in your life for a reason and you in theirs. And one way or another, that you may always stay in contact and always stay connected in some way. And this person will always stay in your life and you in theirs in one way or another. Because that's what the Ten of Pentacles is all about. Longevity, commitment, a strong bond, a strong foundation. So I hope that resonated, Nat. That was your reading. Please do like and comment, and hopefully I will catch up with you soon. Love and light. Hey Chanley, and welcome to your reading. So thank you so much for submitting your question. And your question is, may I get a current energy check-in around me? So, well, that's the first part of your question. We'll start with that. What current energy is surrounding Chanley, please? Eight of Swords. A card of, often a card of anxiety, a card of fear. We see a woman here who is surrounded by 8 swords that is blocking her in, that is keeping her penned in. And she's blindfolded as well, so it's like not being able to see the way forward in a situation. And the story behind the 8 of Swords is that she can, if she could just remove the blindfold, which she can do, if she can get some distance from her anxieties and fears, then she can take off her blindfold and see that she can walk away from this wall of swords, this prison of her own making. So your anxieties and fears are are holding you back at the moment, Chanley, in a certain situation. So take what resonates with where that applies. It could just be a generalized anxiety and fear and a phase of, overthinking and feeling ungrounded. The way to always break free of anxieties and fears is to do some work to ground us. So if that is taking a walk, exercising, going outside and standing barefoot on the grass, on the earth, whatever grounds you and centers you, being around people who make you feel grounded and centered, and sharing some fears and anxieties with loved ones to offload. So that's the energy at the moment and what needs to be focused on to shift this. The second placement for your question is that you were wanting to look at love and if there is a new love connection coming towards you. So let's have a look at what is coming next in love. Is a new connection coming next in love? Oh, there's some collective energy around the Tower card because this keeps coming through in lots of readings. So the Tower card, Chanley, something needs to break down or has broken down. So you may be in the midst of a Tower moment right now with regards to love, or that's what's coming up in the near future. And I feel like when we see the Tower card in this placement is that first this needs to happen. The Tower moment is sudden change, can be quite shocking, can be quite destabilizing. We think we're going along this certain trajectory, this certain path, this road, and Spirit has other ideas, swoops in, levels this building to the ground that we were living in, that we were working on, and it clears out people, places, things that are no longer meant for us. And it gives us an opportunity, even though it often doesn't feel like an opportunity at the time, but on retrospect we can look back and see that needed to happen and it was right for us, but it puts us on a path that is meant for us, and that puts you in the pathway to meet someone, Chanley, that is meant for you. But first, this Tower moment needs to happen. There is still some old energy that is outdated. There is still stuff that needs to break down more before we can usher in that new person, that new love connection that will be right for us. So it will be worth it going through this Tower moment. It may not feel like it at the time, but it really is what I like to call a spiritual intervention. And your final question, so your final placement was that regarding your business, and you wanted to know about the energy around that. So let's take a look at that. It's going well, you say, so let's see what else Spirit will. Oh, lovely. So continue to show up as this is you, as the Empress in this business, you are an Empress present to others. And the Empress is also the mother of the deck in this, so treat this project as in many ways like you are the mother and this business is your baby. So as long as you tend to it, you know, as you would a beautiful garden, make sure it has sunlight, food, water, love, care, and it will give back to you, Chanley. So just keep showing up as your authentic self, keep nurturing it and mothering this business. And it will flourish and it will grow and it will nurture you in turn as well, I feel like. So in nurturing this project, it will nurture you back. It will allow you to sort of grow and lean into your Empress energy a lot more as well, and blossom and grow as a person. So awesome energy, really positive. So Chani, that was your reading. I hope it resonated. Please do like and comment, and hopefully I will catch up with you soon. Love and light. Hey Machi, and welcome to your reading. Thank you so much for submitting your question. And your question is, what are the chances of my connection with David becoming something more than friends? Let's take a look. So Spirit, please comment on the energy of this connection with David and Machi becoming more than friends and how this would develop. Oh wow, Major Arcana. So that tells me that there are strong energies between in this relationship and between you, okay? And Justice. So this could be, with Justice coming through, this could be a karmic connection. So we have lessons to learn from each other. Justice is a card that is all about truth, fairness, balance, consequences. And it's emotionally neutral, okay? So the message is it's about how much we put into this connection is what we're going to get out of it, okay? So it asks us to show up with honesty. It asks us to show up with clarity. And the more how you show up and what you put into this connection will define the outcome. So the chances of if this is becoming something more than friends is not set in stone with this card, okay? But if you want more and can be truthful and fair with each other, then yes, it can grow. But if there's some imbalance or if there's avoidance, then this connection will reflect that too. I'm going to dig deeper into this. But that's the first message of what we kick off with, is that how are you showing up in this connection? Are you bringing clarity? Are you bringing honesty? And also, how is David showing up in this connection? That's also a very important question to ask. How have they shown up so far? Do you feel like they are honest with you? Do you feel like that they show up for you in the right way? Have they given you green flags this far? Yeah? Tell me more, Spirit. Page of Swords. Again, swords being somewhat more leaning into that truth and clarity. The Page of Swords as well, I feel like this is David's energy, that it's the page is at that point where they are still assessing the situation, so assessing this relationship. They're yet to make a strong move on this. They are in many ways still kind of gathering information, getting to know you maybe. I don't know how long this friendship has, how long that you've known each other, how long this connection has been. But when it comes to romance and this becoming more, then they are still figuring this out. It's like they are undecided in many respects, yeah? And let's pull one more. So any final messages, please, Spirit, on this connection? This is a message directly for you, Machi, that I feel like. So the Eight of Swords. So we've got two sets of swords here. The Eight of Swords is about maybe your anxiety and worry around this. Be careful not to overthink this connection at this point. Maybe you have tied yourself in knots in thinking about what do they think of me, maybe overthinking about how you should show up in this connection. And really what you need to do is just show up as yourself. And that's what this Justice card is about. We need to show up in our truth. And that will give you the best chance of this friendship turning into more, if that's what you want. And this anxiety and fear, whatever's kind of fueling that, is not going to be helpful to this connection or moving it forward. So do what you can to ground yourself. This came up in a reading for someone else today, the Eight of Swords, and the advice is how we get out of an anxious state and an overthinking state. Our energy is stuck too much in our heads. We need to shift that energy and move it through our bodies, and we do that through grounding. So, and how do we ground? Through exercise, through taking a walk, through taking our shoes off and standing on grass and intentionally connecting to the earth. Do whatever you can, okay, Machi, to ground your energy and to get out of this worry headspace, because it's not going to help this connection. Instead, work on just focusing on your truth and showing up strong and showing up as your authentic self, and that will give this connection the best chance. So I hope that reading resonated for you. Please do like and comment, and hopefully I will catch up with you soon. Love and light. Hey Milla Milla, welcome to your reading, and thank you so much for submitting your question. And your question this week is a love reading, and you want to ask about Mikkel. I think that's how we're pronouncing this. Forgive me if it's not. And we want to look at their true feelings towards you. And I know that you will be meeting in person for the first time soon. So let's dig into this. What the energy is between you two right now, their feelings, and how the energy around this meeting. Other cards are jumping out, so we will. Lovely energy to start off with. So we have the Ten of Pentacles, which is a beautiful energy about the potential here for long-term commitment. Ten of Pentacles is stability, consistency. It gives, in a love reading, it gives life partner energy. So we're starting off strong. So I'm going to pull one more card on this. This is them. So they still have, because they've shown up immediately next to this Ten of Pentacles, this tells me that This is their thoughts on the situation already, okay? Because I know that you've been having a lot of communication online, I believe. But he did want to meet but was holding back due to past sorrow for a past person. But nonetheless, despite that, okay, so I wouldn't give that too much weight. That's just that issue that is there. Let's park that for now, because how their feelings have shown up for you and the potential of this, that how they view this as, yes, the potential to go the distance, the potential they want to get to know you properly. They feel and think already and hope for that this can go the distance. So this is mirrored back to, I think this is how you feel as well, that you've got a lot of feelings already that have come up. The King of Wands. So this is their energy. This is fire energy. They may be a fire sign or have this prominent in their astro chart. But it's nice that they've showed up as a king, because the king is someone who knows themselves. They've lived a life. They've been through many life experiences, learnt lessons, and they have a level of maturity, which means that they are ready and open for a serious connection. The King of Wands is someone who does like to be in control as well. They're very magnetic, charismatic, and are a natural leader. So this is someone who can be quite fun to be around, and that they kind of make things happen and can be, although they like to be in control, it can sometimes nice to be, you know, a passenger princess in that situation and just kind of go with the flow, let them make the decisions and kind of have a fun ride. So that's a nice read on them as well. And let's specifically focus in on this initial meeting, because this is kind of giving us a view on how they think, their energetic signature. But let's have a look at this first meeting and date. So Spirit, tell us about this upcoming meeting and how that will go. Interesting. 5 of Pentacles. So the 5 of Pentacles, when it shows up in this placement, this also came through for someone else today. But it's kind of like being able to, that maybe both of you have experienced losses in the past. I know that you said that he had, so holding back due to past sorrow. And I believe that you've also had past disappointments. And that this is weaves into the connection and the power of this connection, in that you are helping each other through this period that's maybe has been a difficult period. And both of you maybe come to this connection with some reservations, with some fears, understandably, after recent hurts, losses, disappointments in other connections. But it has the energy of this really will bond you. You are rather in it together and will be somewhat of a guiding light and for each other, and bond through those losses and disappointments, and in many ways showing up on the same page. So if you need to take it slow, because of that, then that's a good thing, because you're both coming from the same place. Final messages, Spirit. Final messages about this connection. Anything else that Milla needs to know? Lovely. Lovely, lovely, lovely to end on. Major Arcana, the Fool. Nothing ventured, nothing gained, Milla Milla. The Fool, that you are both taking a risk by doing this. Because of, it's an extra risk because the disappointment and sadnesses that you've both experienced, and yet here we are showing up again, taking a leap of faith, putting ourselves out there. It's a really brave, adventurous thing to do, to continue to do that, okay? To continue to keep showing up and going on these adventures of making connections with people and taking this risk of showing up and seeing where this connection can go. So this is just the green light, the kind of tick of approval from Spirit, I feel like, to say, yes, go for this. You have Spirit's blessings. You're absolutely doing the right thing to take this risk and take this leap of faith and put yourself out there. We've already seen that there is potential, longevity. They have a lot to offer with this King of Wands energy, I see. It's someone who could be an asset to your life, bring something to your world. You have a connection also in the pain that you've both suffered recently in the past. And yet you are both showing up ready to take a risk and search for love still. So that's a beautiful message to end on there, Milla Milla. I hope this reading resonated for you. Please do like and comment, and hopefully I will catch up with you soon. Love and light.